History of Nepali Muslim. Nepali Muslim community live in Madhes, Tarai since before the Malla period. Before 840 Bikram Sambat, during the Malla period, Nepal had trade relations with Arabs. At the time, by exporting musks deer from Nepal to Arabs, the king made Nepali Muslim youths a kind of trading relationship with foreign countries. It is mentioned in Hudul al-Alam, 10th century, that musk, wool and metals were traded in Arab countries from the Malla kingdom. It is mentioned in the record of teaching of King Angshuvarma of Lichavi dynasty that Nepal used to export iron, wool, musk and brass utensils to various countries. At the time, it was customary to call Nepal only the present-day Kathmandu Valley, where Kantipur, Lalitpur and Bhaktapur, Vadgaon were the kingdoms of the Malla kings. Muslims entered the hill district in the 13th century. At the same time, mosques were built in Kathmandu Valley. Muslims have been living in Tarai since before that. The establishment of mosques during the Malla period is mentioned in the old books and texts of history. In the year 1324 AD or 1381 Bikram Sambat, Ghayasuddin Tughlaq went to Tirhut when he returned from Bengal to Delhi. At that time, Simraungurd was an independent kingdom in the Tarai region of Nepal. Ghayasuddin Tughlaq attacked Simraungurd. Exactly 25 years after that attack, Sultan Samusuddin Tughlaq of Bengal attacked Nepal in 1449 AD, that is 1406 Bikram Sambat. The first impact of this attack fell on Bhaktapur, the capital of the Malla kings. Then the Muslims moved towards Kantipur and Lalitpur respectively. It is said that Muslims stayed in Kathmandu Valley for 7 days. In this second attack, the only goal of the attack was to break the religious customs of having 8 to 10 queens go to Sati with the king when the king died. It is said that Sultan Samusuddin Tughlaq of Bengal attacked for this. After that, the king of Kathmandu Valley agreed to break the Sati practice, and it seems that Sultan Samusuddin Tughlaq of Bengal left Kathmandu. There is a history that some soldiers of Samusuddin Tughlaq's army stayed in Kathmandu Valley and trained the army of Malla kings. The subsequent king, Jayasiti Malla, made many reforms in Nepal, and especially the main basic of administrative reforms on the suggestion of Muslim rulers. The Malla rulers seems to have been greatly influenced by Muslim culture and tradition. This is evident from the Muslim clothes worn by Malla kings and the administrative terms used by them such as Dewan, Baksi, Qazi, Sardar, Umrao, Kotwal, Adalat, Faisal, Misal, etc. Even when Bengal Sultan Samusuddin Tughlaq attacked Kantipur, most of the monasteries were destroyed by his army. But later, at the request of Malla king here, Samusuddin Tughlaq sent some of his own craftsmen to rebuild Pasupatinath and other temples with Muslim craftsmen. Apart from this, Janaki temple in Janakpur was also built by Muslim artisans. As a proof of this, before the temple was built in front of the Janaki temple, the Muslim artisans had built a mosque in front of the temple to pray. The mosque is still there. During the time of Muslim ruler Humayun, the king of Kantipur, Mahindra Malla, went to Delhi and asked for permission to print independent currency in Nepal. From the 13th to the 16th century, the currency of Muslim rulers were prevalent in Nepal. They were made of silver, which was known as Mahindra Mali. King Ratna Malla invited Kashmiris who were skilled in trade from Tibet to Nepal. They mostly trade in silk, dhaka, shoes, jewelry, perfumes and cosmetics. In terms of settling in Nepal, it is estimated that the entry of Muslims took place between the year 1491 to 1501 AD, that is 1548 to 1558 Bikram Sambat. In Kantipur, Ratna Malla gave permission to Muslims to settle in Nepal with the aim of making Muslim trades in Nepal. Ratna Malla also urged Muslims to settle in Nepal to ward off evil spirits, sell cosmetics, and perform traditional medical treatments. Similarly, Muslims were also called to make weapons and give military training. King Ratna Malla also gave permission to Muslims to open shops in Nepal with some facilities. After that, they also started selling cosmetics. Due to all these actions, they became popular and integrated in Nepali society. King Pratap Malla had the Hanuman door inscription written in Urdu language. In terms of settling in Nepal, Muslims came to Nepal during the time of King Pratap Malla as well. Likewise, Muslims entered Nepal during the reign of King Vaskar Malla. Muslims also worked as courtiers during the Malla period. During the time of Vaskar Malla, the influence of Muslim was at its peak in the royal palace of Nepal. Vaskar Malla removed one of his chief men, Bagal Thakur, from the palace and replaced him with a Muslim. But when the Newars and Khas conspired against that Muslim and began to beat and torment the Muslim outside, Vaskar Malla had to restore Bagal Thakur to that position again. Muslims were called from India to train Nepali soldiers in arms and weapons in the Baise and Chobise kingdoms of Nepal. Muslim traders who came from Afghanistan and Turkey to trade horses in medieval Nepal also settled here. During the time of Aurangzeb, the Mughal emperor of India, King Damodar Sen of Tanahu Kingdom, developed a relationship with him. King Damodar Sen of Tanahu Kingdom gave permission to some Muslims to live in Purkot of Tanahu. Muslims from Awadh in India have also settled in Palpa. During the reign of King Mukunda Sen of Palpa, he had a good relationship with the Mughal emperor of Delhi. Palpa had political and commercial relationship with the kingdom of Awadh. Mukunda Sen II, the ruler of Palpa, and his son Mahadatta Sen had a good relationship with the Nawab of Awadh, Wazir Udullah. They were the favorite of Nawab Wazir Udullah. Even though Mahadatta Sen's younger son was lame, he was a successful marksman and a good hunter, so he had a good relationship with the Nawab of Awadh. Due to this, the Wazir gave him the title of Nadir Saha. The emperor of Delhi was pleased with King Kulmandan Khan of Nuwakot and gave him the title Saha. Due to this, it is found that there is a history of becoming Saha from Kulmandan Khan. The king of his dynasty after Kulmandan Saha have been adding the title Saha after their names. At the time of Siddhi Narsingh Malla in Lalitpur, Muslims entered and opened shops. Some Muslims entered Gorkha from Lalitpur after the commercial and political treaty between Siddhi Narsingh Malla and King Ram Saha of Gorkha. King Ram Saha 1616 Bikram Sambat sent a delegation of his dignitaries to the court of Mughal Emperor Jahangir in Delhi. Then Mughal Emperor Jahangir recognized Gorkha as an independent kingdom. Some Muslims were brought by Ram Saha from Delhi and settled in Gorkha. The Muslims were brought and settled in Gorkha for the purpose of making shells and gunpowder, training the Gorkhali army, making guns and making cannons. To be safe from unstable politics, King Jayaprakash Malla, 1972 Bikram Sambat, thought it preferable to develop friendly relationship with the British. During that time, Muslims entered Nepal. The main reason for this was that Gorkha's policy of increasing expansion was trying to give him the strength to face adverse situations. King Jayaprakash Malla tried to take over the British, who had become powerful in India, by taking the Muslim traders who came from India into their hands. Jayaprakash Malla sent a Muslim fakir named Umrao to Betia to negotiate the necessary negotiation to get help from the British. There was a good relationship between the ruler of Makwanpur and the ruler of Bengal, Nawab Mir Qasim. Therefore, when Prithvinarayan Saha attacked Makwanpur, Mir Qasim helped Makwanpur by sending an armed force under the leadership of Gurgen Khan. In the Nepal Unification Mission, Prithvinarayan Saha explained 4 dimensions for the success of the integration mission. The first claimant of that mission was King Prithvinarayan Saha himself, and the second claimant was the military commander of that mission and the troops who were ready to sacrifice their lives to fight the battle. The third were Kalighat and masons who manufacture arms, weapons, equipment and all the articles of endowment to bring the third entitled mission to meaningful result. The fourth entitled were the war materials made for the unification of kingdom and the people who work on logistic and transportation to the battlefield. Among them, King Prithvinarayan Saha considered the Nepali Muslim community to be the third and fourth rank and gave them responsibility. The Muslim used to make weapons, spear, kukuri, give weapons during the war, teach karate to the soldiers, and transport goods such as supplies and foods for the warriors. When he conquered Nuwakot, Makwanpur conquest, and Kantipur conquest, history clearly tells the contribution made by the Nepali Muslim in Nepal unification campaign. From the time when King Prithvinarayan Shah conquered the Nepal Valley and Tarai areas of Nepal, a large number of Muslims were living in Bara, Parsa, Rauthat, Sunsari, Morang, Sarlahi, Saptari, Kapil Bastu, Rupandehi, Banki, and other districts. Those territories were given to the landlords of Makwanpur on the condition that they were under the Nawab of Lucknow and they would pay 1,200 rupees to the Mughal emperor every year. What is clear from this is that the Muslim rulers had authority over most of the territories of Nepal's Tarai region. Nepali Muslims were assigned to make guns, cells, and gunpowder to help Prithvinarayan Shah's unification of Nepal. Prithvinarayan Shah, even after the year 1799 Bikram Sambat, when the work of unification of Nepal was started, he got great support from the Muslims. Sheikh Bajar, Muhammad Baqi played a major role in making weapons in Gorkha. When Prithvinarayan Shah imposed an economic blockade around the valley, the trade between Kashmiris Muslims and Tibet was stopped. In order not to anger the Kashmiris Muslims, in 1765 AD or 1822 Bikram Sambat, Prithvinarayan Shah wrote a letter to the Kashmiri Muslim merchants named Mozamji, promising to give them land and allow them to resume business after conquering Kathmandu Valley. In 1878 Bikram Sambat, the Red Seal was given to Muslims by King Rajendra Veer Vikram Saha. A large group of Muslims entered Nepal in 1857 AD or 1914 Bikram Sambat with the aim of seeking protection and refuge. At the time, Janga Bahadur Rana was the Prime Minister. When Janga Bahadur Rana was the Prime Minister, he gave refuge to many Muslim people in Nepal to show the British rulers of India that Nepal is a free and sovereign nation. Hazrat Mahal of Awadh and his son Birjit Karat were the main one who got refuge in this way. Hazrat Mahal's graveyard or burial site is still preserved on the south side of Nepali Jame Masjid. Janga Bahadur Rana was very impressed by the pride of the Nepali Muslim community. Maulana Sarfaz Ali Shah, Imam of Mughal Emperor Bahadur Shah Jafar, established the Nepali Jama Masjid. After the beginning of Rana rule, the influence of Islam and Muslim culture began to be openly felt in Nepal from 1846 AD or 1903 Bikram Sambat. The royal style of Mughal Emperor of India had an influence on the behavior of the Ranas, their stay, their calling, and their pride. The influence of Urdu and Persian was also evident in language and culture. The accounts of the Rana with the kings and the rulers of India were in Urdu language and script. This influence increased even more during the reign of Veer Shamsher Janga Bahadur Rana, who came to power after killing his uncle Sritin Ranodip Singh. Especially in the field of music, Muslims were dominant. Junde Khan, Sardar Khan, Taz Khan, Inayat Hussain Khan, Dhage Nazir Khan, Khailin, Haider Khan, Bande Ali Khan, Ghulam Hussain were among the musicians, singers and tabla players who came to Nepal from India at that time. A person who did not know how to pronounce Urdu and Persian in the court would prove to be unfit for the court music field. Dances and plays were also written and performed in Urdu and Persian language in the court. In the court, the name of the dancers were also Hasina, Bulbul, Dil Bahar, Gulshan, Gulbadar, while the plays used to be played were Leila Majnu, Soni Mahiwal, Siri Farhad, Gulfam, Alif Leila, etc. During the Rana period, Muslims who came to Kathmandu Valley were given a place called Khigal near Batuktol and Bote Bahal. The lands around Kashmiri Masjid and Nepali Jame Masjid in Kathmandu, Electricity Authority, Trichandra Campus, and the land of Jamal, where the Tribhuvan University Examination Control Office used to be, also belonged to Muslims. The places where Ghantaghar and Trichandra College were located as a burial place of Muslim. During the time of Bir Shamsher Jabara, the land of Jamal was taken and a large land of Batuk was given, while Chandra Shamsher Jabara took the land to establish the Trichandra College and gave it to Muslims in Swayambhu. Thank you.